And welcome back to another episode. Well, I shouldn't say another episode. I should actually say our first episode of the school year to Richmond Real Talk, where you can find real teens, have real talk about real stuff. This is your host, DJ Silver, currently recording here at the Richmond... Oh, wow, I haven't said that in a while. At the Shoreline Teen Center. I can't say Richmond anymore. And today I'm joined with our very own... Well, why don't you go ahead and tell us?
All right, no, let me introduce myself first because I don't want none of you clowns to disrespect.
His name's Shalakman. Okay, on to our next guest.
My name's Solomon. My name is Primon White.
Yeah, don't lean into the mic. It actually hurts my ears.
Yeah, that's justice.
Yeah,
you will learn to pronounce my name properly. Okay.
We get here y'all just fine. How y'all doing today? Tonight, I should say.
I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm about to go home on Hulu, watch Tokyo Ghoul.
Tokyo Ghoul?
We've talked about this, DJ.
How you gonna watch Tokyo Ghoul if you don't have a Hulu?
Oh, I'm definitely getting some Hulu.
Oh, you're gonna get a Hulu, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Kerman, you gonna watch Tokyo Ghoul with him?
He don't watch anime like that.
Nah. Yeah, what is Tokyo Ghoul? It's like Chinese Ghost.
It's like Chinese Ghost,
what?
And it's called Tokyo Ghoul. The one Asian guy in this room is the one who messes that up. The only one.
Wow.
Okay. Anyways, Mr. Silver, Mr. What do you go by? What's the government name? What's the proper term to call you?
Well, I go by DJ.
You go by it.
It's better. Hey, it's better than it was when I was in high school. I went by my family name.
What's your family name?
DZ.
DZ.
Everybody in high school called me DZ.
Okay, if it makes you feel any better.
At both high schools I went to.
If it makes you feel any better, this is the longest intro we've had on this podcast, but my older sister, when I was younger, used to call me Sam Manila Cucamonga.
Sam Manila Cucamonga?
Yes. Full name. She
She
made an entire song dedicated to that name as well.
So we have Shalakman, Big Saul, and Sam Manila Cucamonga.
We have Solomon.
We got Primon, P Roach, Project Vidget.
Project Vidget. That's the real name. That's the
my birth name.
So Big Saul, and what was yours? Project Vidget, Big Saul, and then we're only missing Guap Chop.
Guap Chop? I forgot
Chop.
Kenny, yeah. That's Baby Buckets.
Is it Guap Chop or Baby Buckets?
Both.
I think it's Guap.
You can have multiple nicknames.
I can't keep up with all. Okay, well, we're going to go on to our first segment of
the subject should just be nicknames.
Richmond Real Talk, which is going to be the quote of the day. Now, I want to introduce who said this quote. It was actually a personal favorite of mine by the name of Shannon Sharp. Do y'all know who Shannon Sharp is?
Yes,
That's
sir.
the GOAT himself. That's the Mr. Black and Miles.
I do. Have you seen that ridiculous commercial he did with Skip Bayless?
Which one?
I won't get into it. Anyway, so
how about them Cowboys?
So they were talking one day on the air when they're referring to Colin Kaepernick's deal that he signed with Nike. I think it was about a month ago. Mm-hmm. And as he was very passionate about it because he actually supported Colin Kaepernick on what he was doing and the fact that Nike was so bold to make the deal with them. So as he was talking about how the NFL kind of blacklisted or blackballed him, he said something that was really, really, that kind of stuck out to me, which was a quote I actually put up on my Instagram because it hit me pretty hard. And the quote was, "Sometimes when you feel buried, you're actually being planted."
That's deep.
I didn't know he can get that deep.
That's true.
I thought he was just the 50-year-old beefy black guy who just is in love with LeBron, but he actually
does love LeBron.
Yeah,
an awful lot. Showed up with a goat. Not even a goat mask. It was like a full-on goat head.
They made a joke, and then he got really defensive about him having a LeBron blanket.
He has a LeBron blanket?
Yes.
And he got defensive about it?
Yes. He said, "Why would you release that on air?"
Dude, I have LeBron socks.
Okay, you do not sleep with the image of LeBron on your bed, though.
But he does have LeBron on his wall.
I got a poster. I got
pictures.
I got pictures.
That's fair, except you're a younger guy. Like, you're like 19. So it's okay to like idolize a basketball player. Shannon Sharp's like 14 years older than this man.
Well, do you think that when he said this quote, he was thinking about LeBron?
No, but see, we got way off topic.
We did get off topic.
Yeah.
What do you think about the quote, though?
I mean,
let me get some thoughts.
I like it, but like on the same, it's like it depends on the scenario. I don't know, because I do think he was getting buried. I don't think he was getting planted. At least by the NFL, but like by everybody else, by every other entity. Because Nike definitely supports him. Literally everybody except the NFL. So it's like, I think it's literally both. It's not just either or.
Well, he did say sometimes. For me, well, in reference to, come on, what do you think?
I think that what he means by bury and plant the seed. I know I didn't get the quote right, but what I think it means is that like they try to bury him, right? They try to make him like unknown, but like the thing is, when he gets planted, he's gonna be well known again because he's gonna be sprouting up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a come up.
Do you think he's beginning his sprouting process?
I think he's been sprouting for a while now. I think the moment he even took a knee, that's when it really started.
I think the leaves are blooming now.
Well, it's because, first of all, when he started taking the knee, nobody even noticed because he wasn't even in uniform. Because, like, it was definitely clearly because he was dealing for the protest, about, like, protesting. It was not, I don't even think he's that good of a quarterback. So it's like, be honest. If he didn't start taking the knee, would you even care who Colin Kaepernick is right now?
I knew who Colin Kaepernick was
Like,
when he left college, but that is because I am a football fan.
True, but it's like, I'm talking at that point in time, like, right before he took a knee, like, because they took him off the 49ers, and then, like, they were about to, and then that's when he started taking the knee. I don't think it's because he was doing it for job security, obviously not. He's been out of the league for 2 years. But, like, there was no way him doing that, he wasn't going to get any attention.
Well, that's why he did it, so he could get attention.
So he could. So it's like, attention. But it's like, I think him taking the knee was him being planted. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I was apprehensive of Colin Kaepernick when he did, because he first started doing it in, I want to say 2015, 3 years ago. And it's lasted up to this point. Crazy to think that it's been 3 years since then, 2 to 3 years. It was very interesting to me because like I said, I'm a football fan, so I was kind of different because I knew who Colin Kaepernick was before he even started for the 49ers. I saw him play in the preseason when he came up from college and everything, and I knew he was extremely talented. But I thought his intentions were kind of out of whack. I was questioning his character. So when he first started taking the knee, I thought he was doing it out of selfish reasons.
I did too, actually.
Yeah, and I remember I was kind of arguing with the softball player when I was at a different college back when I was actually still playing, and you know, all the athletes stuck together, whether male or female, we always hung out and everything. And me and her were debating about it because she thought he was actually being legit, and I thought he was just doing it to get attention, doing it because he didn't like where the 49ers were going, his contract deals and everything. But she was actually right, because if he wouldn't have stuck with this movement for 3 years, 2 to 3 years, if it wasn't legitimate, if it wasn't if he didn't believe in what he was doing was bigger than himself. But what I really want to ask is has there ever been a time for you two where you felt like you were being buried, but something was able to blossom or sprout from that situation?
Not really, because like I haven't been on this planet long enough for something for like that to happen, or like, because what are the odds of that happening to me? But it's like not really. No, it was always either or.
How about you, Kraman?
Sometimes when I feel like I'm buried, I'm just like super low on life. Like I don't feel good, but then like I always just look at it just like, oh, there's always time to rebuild and stuff, and I can replant myself, just always sprout up again. It's like
it could be worse,
and it could be worse. Like I've had trouble with some stuff, but like I just keep on thinking I can still sprout. I don't gotta keep on being buried. I can just sprout.
You could rise up from whatever scenario you were in.
Yes, sir.
You can use it to better yourself.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that come with adversity. As you get older, you may not see it so much now, but as you get older and become more of an adult, there's going to be more adversity that you're going to have to get through. Learning that the real world is so much different, for one, what you think and conceive of it, and for two, so much different from the world that you know right now. You know, coming out of high school, sometimes you get tunnel vision. You think that the outside world is similar to what life is like as a high schooler. Transition from high school to college, you learn is different. Then transitioning into adulthood even more, especially when college is in the equation, you learn, oh wow, the world is really, really something more. It's a lot different than what I thought it was, and it might be kind of hard to see that now because y'all are still in your teens. Even though you're 19, it's still your teen years. Mm-hmm. But as you go on, you're gonna learn more and more that, you know, the world is a lot different than how you first perceive it. I learned that multiple times. Today, I still learn it, even now. Which brings us into our second part or second segment of Richmond Real Talk, which is the topic of the day. So the topic of the day that I wanted to discuss with y'all, well, actually, it's kind of a two-parter because I do want to touch on some sport things. But before I get into sports, we actually haven't really had a podcast dedicated to sports, really. So I do want to touch on that a little bit. Before I touch on that, I want to talk to y'all because you are coming. Kerman, you just came out of high school, right? Last year was your senior year?
Yes, I did DJ.
Okay, so y'all transitioning out of high school. This is your first year in college. Wait, Kerman, are you going to Shoreline?
I'm going to Shoreline on January for the second quarter.
January, it's okay, so you're taking quarter off? Yeah. There's actually nothing wrong with that. I actually do urge some people to take if right when they finish high school, don't go to college straight away. Like, it's actually okay to take some time before you go to college. You know, I'm not one of the people that says, you got to go straight to college right after high school. You have to do it. I actually think it could be beneficial to take some time off before you jump straight into college because college is a lot of work. With that being said, how's the transition been going so far?
You want me to talk first or you want to talk first?
First?
All right, so I kind of got hit in the head with a truck because I knew college, or at least community college, was going to be like a quicker pace with like the actual learning, but it's like I did not think it was going to be this fast. Like I'm in like about to go into my third week and I already have a test in one of my classes, and the other one I have to write like a 5-page essay.
Have you started doing any of it? Have you started studying?
Okay, I started studying, but it's like for the test I studied for. The paper I don't even want to think about, but I just got assigned that.
Well, the sooner you start working on the paper, the easier it actually is gonna be.
I bet.
If you actually just start it like tomorrow, even if it's just for 20 minutes, just say, you know what, I'm gonna just dedicate 20 minutes tomorrow doing it, and then 20 minutes on Sunday. You'll be amazed at how much you can get done or how much you can articulate within 20 minutes. Anyway. So the transition has been a little bit faster than you thought it'd be.
And it's kind of weird for me as well because like I'm only in school for like an hour and a half, really, like almost 2 hours. But like
it's crazy how that works, doesn't it?
Right. And
see,
I'm
in
only
public
there,
school, you're used to
5 days a week, 6.5 hours.
You're used to fitting your life around school. But then in college is different. You actually fit school around your life, which is what's kind of cool about it. So, but that's the thing about college work is that it's really dense. You think it's not a lot, but what you have to do, the assignments, they're so dense that you do have to spend time on them. Another thing is I do feel bad because it's a quarter system, and I had the luxury of the semester system. The semester system, I think, for me, works a lot better. I can manage quarter, but quarter you can't slack.
Yeah.
If semester, you could actually give yourself a little bit of room to breathe before it starts hitting the grindstone. With quarters, there's no room to breathe. You have to be on it every day, every week. If you fall even a little bit behind, it's tough to pick back up because it's quarters. So I definitely understand where that's coming from. Kerman, how's your transition been?
So I'm gonna go. That's the beginning, at the end of high school. So I was doing kind of well, but then I slacked off because I had some troubles. But then, like, literally summer hit, and I was still getting into trouble, so it was kind of a rough position, but I was still wanting to go to college. Then I signed up for college, and then stuff hit the fan, and then I had to deal with some stuff, so I had to drop out, which was kind of sad, but at least I can go back in January, so, yeah. But the transition, though, it was hard, but at least, like, I'm getting through it right now, so, like, hopefully it can get better.
Was it outside forces going on in your life that made it hard, or was it just you trying to wrap your mind around it, getting in the right mindset?
I would say it's both. Getting my mind in the right set by not doing some dumb stuff, and what you said on the second part I forgot.
It is tough. It definitely is tough. But there it will get easier as far as being able to manage it if you take it seriously. That's the part. You have to take it seriously. Once you start taking it seriously, you start learning. It's a new system. It's so much different than public school. Mm-hmm. It's so much different than high school, middle school. I mean, there's some similarities, but the way it's structured, the way people maneuver. You know, like in high school, you could sit alone, and people kind of talk trash and judge, and you know, especially in middle school. In college, everyone's so busy and so about their business. No one has the time to even care about why you're sitting.
I mean, it's not even just that. It's like, it's not like you're not going to college, at least for community college. It's like, because you're paying for it.
Oh, it's the same thing in a Division I university too.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like you don't want to mess around with.
Yeah,
like,
you're not there to
just gossip
and just kind of waste time.
You're not about to spend $1,000 just to talk with your friends.
Unless you got like a trust fund or some rich parents, then those are the only kids I know.
I'm not privileged like that, so I can't.
I don't think anyone in this room. I don't think anyone in this room is right now. I do know. From my first year of college was pretty wild. I'm happy I left that college because I didn't want to stay there, and there wasn't. I could have turned that. I could have got a lot of useful things out of that college, but it just wasn't somewhere I wanted to stay. But even though it wasn't somewhere I wanted to stay, I still really enjoyed my time being there and playing sports because I did track. I did track football for the school, and then I was doing MMA on the side, and I was also. You know, I was staying really active, but things did get hard. It's tough because sometimes you don't always have the support system that you need.
I was gonna say that's one of the things for me.
It's hard when you don't have that support system that you need. You're kind of out there doing it on your own, but I can't say it does get easier. How's the professors been for you so far?
The professors, I mean, one of them I haven't even really like gotten to care about that much. The other one like seems like a cool guy. But, like, it was never even that I had an issue with the professors. It's more like I don't have anybody I can look to and be like, yo, what do you think about this? I'm the first one in my family to be even doing this kind of stuff, so I can't, like, look at my sisters, my brother, or my mom or dad.
I'm going to refer you to a professor. I want you to take a look at the classes he's teaching for next quarter.
All right.
I think you're going to like him a lot. And when you go to him, tell him that I referred you to him. Say, DJ...
You gonna get clout tokens
for this? Exactly. I want him to know I'm referring students to him, even though he's about to retire really soon. His name is Dr. Ernest Johnson. He has a PhD. Ernest Johnson. Okay. You're good. You'll like him a lot.
What does he teach?
You'll like him a lot. He teaches African studies, African American studies. He teaches multicultural.
Can I ask, how does he look?
Oh, he's a black man.
Okay. I'm not. I was gonna say good. No, because I'm not. Yeah. If I'm taking an African studies class, I'm not taking it from anybody who's not.
Oh
African.
No.
And
I get that.
No,
he's not. He's not African though. He is black though.
Where is he from?
He's black. He's. Oh, that's a good question. Where is he from? His dad fought in Vietnam. His dad was a general in Vietnam, so he moved around a lot. I can't remember where he's from, but I know he went to college in Hawaii, and then he met some Muslims there that were, because this was during the time, I think he went to college in the late 60s, early 70s. So he had the afro, and he was really a part of the movement. And he saw real Africans come there to talk about the faith and talk about finding your roots again. And they were trying to help Black Americans during the movement to try to find some roots and some connection. He ended up liking it so much, he went with them to, was it Somalia? I don't think it was Somalia. But he went to Africa with them and ended up staying there for 9 years. Damn. 9 years, picked up the language, studied with them, went through some harsh times because there was some really bad things going on in the country, but he stayed there, and then he decided it was time for him to come back to the States and to start his life back in the States and get reconnected and bring what he learned there back here. He's a real dude. You're gonna like him. You're gonna like him a lot. Don't forget Ernest Johnson.
Ernest Johnson.
Yeah, you'll like him a lot.
That's one of the prerequisites classes I have to take for political science to get a political science
multicultural
degree.
Studies.
Some liberal nonsense
He will fulfill that. He will give you that credit because I had to take that same. I had a few credits for my communications. You'll like him a lot. What's your major?
I want to get a political science major.
Political science. Oh yeah, you just said that. Come on,
Yep.
what's your major? What do you want to major?
I either want to do psychology or criminal justice.
Criminal justice
Yes,
and
sir.
psychology.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Those both are really, really good majors. So with a psychology major, if you do really well in that, then it will be a lot easier to get into schools, even Division Ones. Criminal justice is going to be a lot harder, but the type of career path you could take with criminal justice can actually put some really good money in your pocket. Just really be ready to study and to actually take it seriously. That's the thing about college. The thing about anything, really, you get what you put into it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you take college seriously and you really utilize the resources there and really connect and talk to people there, you'd be amazed how great of a time you could have. But you do have to be in the right mind frame. And you can't mess up, because at the end of the day, you're right. You are paying money to take those classes. You're paying money to go to that school. If you're paying them money, sometimes you don't always get financial aid. It's out of pocket.
Oh, don't even get me started.
So if you have to pay out of pocket, but then you get mediocre to bad grades, it's like, man, I just paid $1,000 to
wasted
get
my
2
time.
Ds.
Right.
Yeah, and that's gonna look bad. So I just wasted money. That's how you gotta think about it. As I just wasted my money.
Mm-hmm.
So you really, really want to utilize that and make sure you don't mess up.
Financial aid is actually BS. Like straight. My family was not eligible at all, and we were talking. Like I was talking to the lady about this. So I'm like, all right. So
Did they make too much money?
Apparently, my mom makes too much money.
Yeah.
I lived a life of luxury, man. Single immigrant mother working 2
but you
full-time jobs.
But you're not an independent though.
I'm not.
You're a dependent.
Yeah.
If you were an independent,
yeah.
you get a couple grand in your bank account right now. They fork out a lot of money. See, financial aid, I agree, is kind of trash sometimes. It can't help, not as much as you'd want it to.
Mm-hmm.
But on the flip side, the Washington financial aid is amazing. It's amazing. California, their state Pell Grant is trash. You want to talk about trash? They give you no money. It's just straight federal, which is the financial aid. It's they give you the federal, and then the federal can only cover so much.
Yeah.
I applied for financial aid, and I was independent. Barely gave me enough money to do anything when I was going to school. However, on the flip side, I came up here, and I'm going to UW Seattle. I won't discuss my wages here, but they gave me more than I needed. So aside from classes, are you both you thinking about doing anything else through school? Any clubs, organizations? Are you just thinking about just going to school and that's it?
I don't know.
Like just taking classes.
I don't know what like extracurricular activity I'd even want to do at SCC.
You should look into it.
I'm not.
It's not so much the stuff themselves, like the extracurriculars themselves, as much as it is meeting people.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of becoming successful is about who you know. People who go to college, professors will even I've had professors already at UW say that multiple times. Say it's not so much the degree itself. The degree does matter, but a lot of it, if not 50% of it, is about the people that you meet in college. Because those people are the ones that you're gonna keep in contact with most likely afterwards. Mm-hmm. That will remember you if you help them out or you had good relationships with them, and then give you leeway to what they're doing, right? If I was really, really cool with this dude, and then he ends up getting this amazing job where he does hiring for a major company or a major business, he's going to remember me next time I try to hit him up, and then he's going to be like, oh yeah, he was a really good student, oh yeah, he's a really good friend, let me try to help him out, boom. So I really urge to try to at least get into some kind of club, some type of extracurricular, just to meet people. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter about the curriculum itself so much, but to network and meet people is going to be really, really important for both of you. Especially if you're going in criminal justice. You're going to need to know a lot of people, because the more people you know, the more resources you could build through law and through criminal justice. That's going to help you out substantially when you get that degree and you go on to pursue the career path. Sure. Now, speaking of career path,
oh Lord,
let's talk about what we were talking about earlier.
I don't know.
Let's talk about this hockey team coming into
This
Seattle.
hockey team coming into Seattle. I don't even want this podcast is over, guys. All right, so that's the conclusion of the episode.
You're not excited at all, at least a little bit, for a hockey team coming in. You should give it. Have you ever been to? Have you ever been to a hockey game?
Hell nah. Why the heck would I ever go to a hockey game?
It's more fun than you think. It's actually more fun than you think.
Okay.
I never cared to go to a hockey game until I started going to a few of them. It was actually pretty fun.
Okay.
And hockey is kind of boring to watch on TV, but when you're there in person and you see how they maneuver and how violent it can get, it's actually pretty fun.
I mean, violence is dope and all that, but I'm not gonna sit there wait for two guys to just start fighting.
I'm not just talking about the fighting part. They glide across the ice and ram into each other like football. Mm-hmm. It reminds me of football. Except they're gliding as opposed to running at each other. Oh yeah, you don't like football, do you? Come on, do you like football?
I don't.
No, I don't.
So both of you don't like football.
It's just I don't care for it. If my brother's watching football and I walk down the stairs and watch TV, I'm not gonna turn this off. I don't care about the Seahawks or the Rams or whatever. But I'm not gonna concern myself with it. Or I'm not gonna make my schedule around.
You are a sports fan, right?
I like to watch basketball. Yeah.
But you are a sports fan.
We'll go with that. Sure.
Would you? But you never cared about the Supersonics, the Seattle Supersonics.
I definitely that was a team I liked. That wasn't always my favorite team.
So as a sports fan, would you rather the Seahawks leave to get the Supersonics back?
I might get shot if I say that out loud, so I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one.
Come on.
Why? We already have a team in every field for hockey, so why would we bring an NHL team into Seattle instead of an NBA team? That kind of makes me mad. Because, more people want NBA than hockey.
I think here, hockey actually is a bit more popular.
I hate you.
Just because it borders Canada. Huh? Just because it borders Canada. Washington borders Canada. And Canada that's Canada's sport is hockey. So you get a lot of Canadians coming into Washington, coming into Seattle. Mm-hmm. And have a hockey team here that's going to attract a lot of Canadians to come out.
That's fair.
So I think the city is actually made for a hockey team. I think a hockey team could thrive here in this city. Will I say more than basketball here? I don't know. This isn't really a big... For having a great franchise like the Seahawks, this isn't really a big football city, to be honest. This is coming from someone that's a huge football fan. This is not really big. This is more a basketball/soccer city. Soccer and basketball are huge in this city. Hockey has a great place in this city. Mm-hmm. Football, not so much. Which is funny.
It's always raining is the thing.
Well, I mean, that's the beautiful thing about football is you could play in any climate. Mm-hmm. There's no excuse. You play through every terrain, which I love about the sport because it doesn't matter. You play, you don't let outside environments influence or affect the game the way baseball can, basketball can. You can't play basketball in the rain.
Yeah.
Football don't matter. It doesn't matter what the climate is. You're playing the game. And it's funny because this isn't a big football city, but yet you have the Seahawks. You have UW, which their football team is in the top 10 polls in college. You have Wazoo, which their team's in the top 20 polls in college. So football actually does pretty well here, which is why it's kind of weird that it's not a big football place. Mm-hmm. But basketball was doing pretty good when we had the Supersonics.
I mean, they were doing bad right at the end. They were just on the lower ranks of the NBA, but they were rebuilding at that point. Was the thing.
I mean, I speak more in terms of fandom.
I mean,
it was pretty. It was pretty popular,
but it's nobody wanted to go to the Key Arena just because Key Arena was just old and out of date.
Trash.
Yeah,
it was pretty trash. I went to one Sonics game. I was like, "This is."
I went to the last one.
Did you?
Against the Dallas Mavericks. We won.
Speaking of Key Arena, the Golden State Warriors are playing tonight.
That's true. I think LeBron played last night, didn't he?
I mean, yeah.
Go.
Stop it.
I didn't keep up. I haven't kept up. I don't keep up with the NBA until later on. Mm-hmm. I don't care about the early games right now. It's kind of whatever to me. Yeah, usually after December is when I'll actually start paying attention. Right now, it's kind of.
I mean, I was gonna say most people say Christmas is really around the time the NBA season actually becomes. Yeah, important.
This is just for fun preseason type of stuff. I'm paying attention more to football, and then once December,
I'll
January.
watch preseason just because like I want to see how they can mesh early on, but it's like it doesn't mean. First of all, obviously it's not going to be recorded. Second of all the star players at most are going to play like 1 or 2 quarters.
Are you happy about LeBron
Moving to LA?
Or actually, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't ask that. I should ask both of you. Do you think LeBron is going to be good for the franchise, for the Lakers?
It depends on how he plays and what he does for the team.
I wouldn't even say how he plays. I was going to say how he leads.
We all know he's going to play good.
Yeah, that's going to say that like that point doesn't really matter because it's like worst case scenario he'll give you like 25, 5, not even 25, 5, 5, like 25, 7 and like 6.
Well, they'll make it to the playoffs.
I mean, yeah, they're not having home court first round. I'll bet that.
Probably not, but they'll make it to the playoffs.
You're right.
Regardless.
But it's like
the Western Conference is.
It's gonna be
really
vicious.
Nice.
Yeah.
I know people were salty, but honestly I was one of the people that thought I didn't care for LeBron come to. As a matter of fact, I would have rather LeBron not come to the Lakers. But oh well, it already happened. He's here. So, and I'm a Laker fan. But I think that was a good move for the entire NBA, not just for LeBron.
I don't even know if I can go that far because what difference does it make other than making like one team better? But it's like it's not even remotely close.
You're gonna get some new blood now in the Eastern Conference coming in.
True again, but it's because Golden State ruined all kind of like not anticipation, but like all kind of like actual competition. But
like what if LeBron can knock Golden State out in the playoffs early?
Do you think that's gonna happen?
It could happen depending on.
You never know.
If Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and DeMarcus Cousins all tear their ACLs at the same time, maybe.
No one predicted them coming back from a 3-1 lead.
But okay, the thing with the 3-1 lead is that there were so many circumstances with that led to that.
Same with Golden State in the past times we've gone to the finals. People have gotten injured in the past.
But
so think about that.
Well,
they never got injured.
I mean,
Kawhi didn't
2015
get injured, didn't get injured. Think about that.
Houston was not going to be Golden State regardless. San Antonio, we can't make. I'm a Spurs fan, and I'll even be the first one to admit there was no guarantee San Antonio was winning that series. Even though, like, they were definitely, if Kawhi didn't get hurt, they were going to win that game. But, like, there was no guarantee on that, was the thing. Because it wasn't like it was game 7, he gets hurt, that was the difference maker. It was game 1. But it's like...
So that has a big impact.
It did have an impact. It did have an impact. I will say that.
I think it's good because, like we already said,
it makes it more interesting.
The Western Conference is vicious right now. Mm-hmm. I mean, the Western. I don't mean to dog on the Eastern Conference because I actually like the Eastern Conference.
The East isn't even that bad right now. It's just that you can't even put it in the same conversation as the West.
The Eastern Conference was the conference to talk about early on. I mean, besides the Lakers, who was really vicious on the Western Conference? There really wasn't a lot of teams.
Like this.
The Eastern Conference was balling.
Like when?
I'll say the 90s and 2000s.
2000s was all Western. 90s was, I mean, it was Eastern Conference because Jordan was there. And it was the better conference, even if you took them out.
You think even in the 2000s, the Eastern Conference wasn't on top? Eastern wasn't
considered
better than the Western Conference?
Okay, check it. This is a really funny stat for you, okay? In 2004, the Detroit Pistons were first seed in the East. They were a 50-win team. Mm-hmm. In 2010, the Oklahoma City Thunder were an 8th seed with 52 wins. Mm-hmm. In the Western Conference, the best team in the East that year wouldn't have even made the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Literally, I don't even remember all the rankings that year. I know LA was number 1, and then OKC was 8th seed. The difference between 1 seed and 8th seed was 5 to 7 wins.
The only team that was really doing anything in the Western Conference during that time,
it was LA, San Antonio.
Yeah, it was just the Lake.
Phoenix, they were doing stuff. They didn't win a championship, but they were a
okay.
team. No, They had 3 All-Stars on that team.
They were good. My uncle he's a Phoenix Suns fan. Mm-hmm. They were good, but I mean, as far as making a substantial impact, you only had San Antonio, you had the Lakers. Clippers were a little spotty. that's really it. Aside from the Eastern Conference had a lot more, so it kind of transitioned. But I do think that right now the Western Conference is it's vicious. I'm excited and I'm happy to be living on the West Coast.
It's vicious, but it's like on the same side. The issue with everything in the NBA right now is like forget free agency happened completely. We could call who's going to win the championship. Mm-hmm. Like even before DeMarcus Cousins decided, I don't even want to think about that right now, to go to Golden State. Mm-hmm. Like you could already call they were going to win the championship, or at the very, very, very least, they were making it to the finals. Mm-hmm. So it's like, it's going to be vicious until the moment they are in the conference finals. Because it's vicious for every single matchup that's not involving Golden State.
That's not necessarily true.
Because Houston got worse this year.
Depends.
Melo's not good enough to make a difference.
He's not. But Houston, Oklahoma City. I mean, there's still a lot of good teams. There's a lot of good teams that will play each other. The issue is that,
again, it's gonna be everybody's gonna take each other out, and then Golden State's just gonna be standing there.
Well, that's very true.
Which is,
but I mean,
it'll be fun to watch.
That's with every sport, though. I mean, there's always that one team that's just so dominant. Mm-hmm. Everyone's gunning to take them out. Everybody knows that they're, at the end of the day, that's the Goliath that they got to take out. That's typical. That's nothing out of the ordinary.
Yeah, but it's like
it's Golden State. If it wasn't Golden State, it'd be another team. We'd be talking about them and how dominant
they'd be the favorite.
And it'd be another team.
But it's never been to this level before, where you legitimately have 5 All-Stars on the same.
That's very true. That's very true. I'm happy to say the city of Oakland was the first ones to do this after taking a losing franchise with that ugly old logo and flipping it into something very fantastic. I'm not a Warriors fan. I'm a Lakers fan. Mm-hmm.
I believe you.
I am happy.
It was the city
on how they're putting Oakland on the map, especially with the Raiders leaving, and the Raiders had a little bit of hype on them, but it doesn't look like the hype's gonna come to fruition. So,
how do you feel that the 49ers are going to be the only team in? No, actually, no. I'm not even going to get into
in the Bay Area. The only football team in the Bay Area.
I was gonna start talking.
This sickens me.
Okay.
Absolutely sickens me to my stomach.
How do you feel that they're the better team?
I don't think you all understand how much I hate 49er fans.
See, that's why you fit in perfectly in Seattle, because Seattle doesn't like the 49ers.
I hate but see,
like
Seattle,
it's a team rivalry. You just hate the culture, everything about the franchise.
My hate for them is deeper than Seattle's, because y'all have never had to live with these fans.
True.
See them go to their city on a daily basis. There's a reason why the NFL had to stop. They had to stop having the Raiders and the 49ers play each other. There's a reason why the NFL said it got too violent, and they banned it for a number of years. This is the first time in I think about 4 to 5 years that they're allowing the Raiders and the Niners to play each other, and it's only because the Raiders are about to leave. They're about to move, so they're saying, okay, we're gonna have one last Battle of the Bay.
How do you feel about that?
I'm not happy about the Raiders leaving. I am happy that they bringing the Battle of the Bay back, because
you're gonna lose your mind.
Well, everyone, I'm a little sad and I can't go to the game, but that game is gonna be out of control. Yeah. Like as far as fan point, there's gonna be so many fights. They're gonna have that whole parking lot on lockdown, because 49er fans love to talk. They are some of the most obnoxious fans, and they're some of the most disloyal fans. They are not loyal at all.
Okay,
but they love to talk.
Okay,
and if there's Raider fans hate all that talking. They hate all that talking, and they hate all that fakeness. We don't like fake fans, and a lot of 49er fans are fake fans. They're not actually. I should say the
same thing about the Lakers.
They're not fake fans. They're just not loyal fans.
Yeah.
So, and Raiders are some of the most loyal fans in sports history, and including all sports. So there's that conflict there, and then of course there's that other stupid stuff. Oh, you from SF? You soft? Yeah. Oh, we from Oakland? And then they start fighting in the parking lot. I've seen some crazy stuff in those games. I grew up watching those things in the parking lot. And that's true. You can't say the same thing about Laker fans.
You're in the like. I hope you realize you are in the minority because 90% of Lakers fans
are not true Lakers.
For those who are listening, I did air quotes there. They're not even like they're either Shaq, Kobe, or LeBron fans.
Yep.
Like when they were getting. I'm sorry to bring these kind of memories up for you. This might be a sensitive subject. When they didn't make the playoffs the one year in 2005, and they blew a 3-1 lead to Phoenix, nobody was there. Everyone was just saying, "Oh, I like Kobe," and that was about it. But then when they started winning at least going to finals again.
There were so many quote unquote fans though, for the Lakers. More than there are fans for the 49ers right now, or even when the 49ers made it to the Super Bowl.
Well, that's because the Lakers are probably the most recognizable NBA franchise. Like it's really between them and Boston.
Well, yeah, and it's because of how the franchise is built. I mean,
because
LA,
Who
Los
doesn't
Angeles,
like LA? I was gonna say
Hollywood, glamorous. You know, the colors.
La La Land.
The colors are distinct. Kobe, Shaq, some of the most peripheral players.
Like they have easily the greatest. I wouldn't say easily the greatest, like all time, like greatest players to play on that franchise, but some of the majority of the best players in NBA history played for that franchise.
A lot of franchises move. That is a franchise I can 100% guarantee is never going to leave Los Angeles.
Definitely not.
It's if they even talk about it leaving Los Angeles, everyone's going to lose their minds. There's too much. They have their roots planted in LA too much. There's no way that they're going to end up leaving. Anyway,
how about you said that about the Raiders? Now I'm hoping.
Man, I could have. So that pretty much wraps it up on today's episode of Richmond Real Talk. I want to thank my host Kraman and Shalakman. Now, is there any final words?
Hold on, let me introduce my main man, DJ, aka the Bay Area Bad, aka the Venice Beach Villain, aka the Black and Silver Surfer. You know what I'm saying? Because I know he got them Raiders colors, aka I hate them McChickens, aka the African American male sitting across from me.
You don't have to talk that close into the mic for us to hear you.
But I want you to hear me.
I hear you loud and clear with these.
That's the point.
I want to thank you, DJ, for hosting Solomon and I.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This man is a respectable human being.
Any final comments you want to go ahead and leave to our listeners, if we do have any?
My name is
Shalakman.
It's spelled Solomon. That's the actual name. These clowns are gonna say a bunch of other nonsense. Don't believe them. Be your own person. Have your own thoughts. And remember, eat your vegetables, say your prayers, and listen to your parents. Peace, love, and harmony. Bye. I love you all.